Yes, Danny and his bitch. It's my platform, baby, come stream on Twitch. I like 'em crazy. Yeah, Danny fucking rich, girls don't be lazy. Put some energy in that clip. Go buy a hot tub, strip down, shawty loves the fit. And Danny's 60, but still wants some off that drip. Don't wear the safety, Twitch con, young, wild and free. These baddies chase me, but don't bring security. Greedy, cause it's a 50-50 split. And I don't care that you get a 95 on kick. Don't be so needy. Yeah, this is a Gucci coming hit. If you're not happy, you can always leave it quick. Cause we got baddies, that's the most important bit. Come round and blow off. Yeah, right here it's live on Twitch. It's a soft core side. We got the girlies getting lit. Take all your clothes off. Get down and flash your tits. Type shit, my life a movie. TwitchCon, what's off the grid? I'ma watch some streams now. Chill out, cool off a bit. See you in the next one. Gucci marks generated the shit.
The company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weirdo woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot-bellied goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap, we don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
Hey, you. You're finally woke.
Are you guys aware that we almost see no titties in movies anymore? And we only see dicks? Has anybody noticed this? Yes, I love titties! Big old titties!
Oh my gosh. Welcome back to the show, you beautiful boys in the chat. I hope you guys are doing well. I know I am trying to survive this world. The diet's got me down and out, but the energy's coming back because it's going after the fat. So that's all working out. We got a lot to talk about today. We have to talk about my boy Tim Pool, one of my sponsors in racing, my main sponsor in racing. Good ass dude. His shooting that recently happened at his studio. His decisions moving forward, what he thinks the motivations are, what the FBI is saying about it. So we're going to talk about all that. We're going to bring up a bunch of clips that Temple just talked about today. So we're going to do all that, and we're going to have a good time with each other's company. We're going to have a really fun time. And also, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you to congratulate me in chat and affirm me because I'm officially, for the first time in 5 years, in the 170 weight bracket. It took 5 weeks from 200 pounds, but I'm at 179.4. So 9 more pounds to go, boys. So thank you guys. Give me some love in the chat. Like the show. And don't forget, we are an orange, a red, and a gold boy from a rainbow night. Billy Hatcher with the pink boy starting us off tonight. Love you, dude. Appreciate you. It's wild. Tim's thinking about retiring. I think you should take a month off or something and then come back and increase security. Well, here's the issue with that, right? So, you know, Tim's going to have multiple contractual obligations to different platforms, different sponsors, different stuff. So that's not an easy thing to do, right? There's been times where he was sick for like a month and he took a week or two off, but his show had to continue with Phil Labonte hosting it, right? So there's contractual obligations there. And obviously the overhead. I mean, he's spending millions of dollars on marketing per year. You know, it's just a different world, right? So it's easier said than done, right? So thank you, Billy. I love you. I appreciate you. Pink boy in the chat. 1/10 of the way to Nugget Snake. Thank you. Security is expensive. Yeah, you got to pay security like $80,000, $100,000 a year per person, right? So thank you, Billy. I appreciate you. Charles Sampson says, can we get 100 likes? Well, we're there. We're at 110. Thank you, buddy. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's start the show and let's have a really good time. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you guys for always supporting me and always hearing me out. I know I speak a lot nuanced and I like to look at things very reasonably and level-headed. And I know a lot of people aren't like that. And I'm not saying it's good or not good. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people in chat, a lot of people on Twitter that just scream and screech, just crazy shit that doesn't really do anything. So we're going to talk a lot about that, a lot of nuance to that. So we're going to have some fun with that. So thank you guys for that. Mr. Rob is the goal boy. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, brother. Mr. Holio's coming in strong with the goal boy. Thank you, man. Appreciate that so much. All the love, all of the love. Not sure with 5 gift memberships. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Not sure. My boy's not sure, and PS2 Chopper always be slinging. Thank you, guys. That's 10 right there, and that's 62 right there. Look at that. It is now the DSP hour. Thank you. Can we get a little support for the silliness? Come on. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. All right. Let's jump in the sauce. Thank you, Not Sure. Appreciate you. Thank you, PS2 Chopper. Appreciate you. Oh, yeah. 1 2 cents is awesome. It's awesome. My stuff is getting delayed for obvious reasons. So I don't plan on announcing anything, though. It's going to be stealth drops. It's going to be fun. So at any rate, Tim went live today and yesterday, and he talked about basically his apprehensions with the show, what he thinks is worth it, and how he wants to move forward. So perspectives are everything, and I know it's hard to jump in somebody else's shoes, but Tim's been doing this for a long time, and I don't think this event would have necessarily affected him super negatively, mentally wise, if he didn't have a family. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're just out there, doing your due diligence, whether it's going 200 miles an hour and hitting a wall or running a giant business. And when you have children, those things change. Your priorities change really fast. And you can think, well, maybe I'll walk away from this, right? Maybe I'll sell this and walk away and live my life and do some other passionate stuff that I have going on, like music or something, right? Those things change everything. Not for everybody, obviously. There's always those cliche movies like Jingle All the Way. Love it. Love it. Love that stupid movie. Where the dad is too focused on his work and it almost ruins his whole relationship with his whole family. Or like Sam's dad in Rocket Power. Same thing. It's always a cliche thing. So, I digress. Mr. Cornell says get a 20-foot high concrete wall. Well, code enforcement laws would not allow that to happen. Now you could probably do like 8 to 10 feet, but people, if you're relatively in shape, you can scale a 10-foot wall. I've done it before. Like I went. Now this is stupid, but when I went to Carrollton, Georgia 10 years ago because I was a huge Haunting of Hill House fan. I still am, and I went to the original house in Carrollton, Georgia, and they had like a 10-foot cement wall, like a concrete wall, and I just jumped over it. I just grabbed it and muscled up over it, and then I grabbed all the girls that were with me. I don't know why there was girls. One of them was tiny, and then there was 2 random girls there, so I helped them over. And then we went and looked at the house. It was cool. Trespassing. But yeah, it was easy. It was super easy for me. So yeah. Now, granted, these people have been doing this probably not in shape, so that's a good point. All right. Anyways. Charles says, have you heard anything about Whistling Diesel's gag order trial? Yeah. I've been following that. Him basically getting targeted for tax evasion. Man, once you start making millions and millions of dollars, that gets really tricky, right? You can go for a long time, kind of skirting under the radar if you're making a normal wage. You get up into the millions, and I mean like tens of millions of dollars. 5 years later, they're going to start looking and they'll try to find something. It happens to like every celebrity and every businessman. Luckily, they always have lawyers on hand to take care of it. Now, content creators don't always have lawyers on hand. So that's where things get a little spicy. So, all right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Orange and a red from a rainbow knot now. And let's jump into the Tim clips today and see what's going on. Now, to give you guys a little bit of context here, I've been on Timcast several times. I really, really enjoy the people there, the crew there. They're all extremely nice. Tim has always been, he's probably been my most loyal supporter as far as in racing goes. And he's always been, he'll answer, I can DM him, he'll answer, like, this is what's going on. And he's supported me every single step of the way. And he's always been super honest and super welcoming. So that's first things first. If you get into the chat and you wonder, why isn't he screaming and screeching and spurting out like I am, right? That's why. Because I know these people in real life, and they've been nothing but graceful and amazing every step of the way. Last time I went there, Phil Labonte walked past me, and then he like turned around and he's like, oh my God, Cody. And he like grabbed me and freaking hugged me. Like, just great people, man. Sonia with an orange boy. Mi amor. Thank you, Sonia. There's the orange boy. Hot diggity damn. Now, 1 red. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate you. I saw you over in Hypno's chat. I know, for some reason, I knew I'd see you. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. All right, let's pull up the first video. And this is Tim addressing exactly what's going on. And then we have an update for that as well. And then he gets really fiery about Candace Owens, which I don't know a lot about that. Okay. I don't really follow that sect, but he does explain some stuff. So we're going to go through that, and you make your own judgments there. But there's something going on within the conservative commentator community that seems to be dangerous and fracturing everything. So, Ashley, hey baby, Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you. Thank you. A gold boy to end all gold boys. Thank you. We're a fifth of the way to Naked Snake. Look at that. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Sonia and Ashley. My girls are back. Finally, it was nothing but guys for a while there, and I finally got my girls back. Did you know most of my super chats were just girls back in the day? And oh, guess what? I'm down 30 pounds almost. Oh, weird. Now they're coming back because my abs are back. Interesting. You bitches. All right. All right, let's start it. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Let me throw on my headphones and let's go. By the way, I'm uploading shorts on my channel every single day. They're starting to take off, which is really cool. It only took a month and a half. So nice. So make sure you guys, if you ever see those pop by, click on them, like them, share them, and comment on them for your boy. Helps me out. They're starting to average over 10K views. Are you kidding me? Is this real life? I just want to sit. I just want to sit in my chair. Yeah. Thank you guys. All right. I dropped my damn phone 3 times. All right. Okay. So I talked to some of the people over at Timcast today. We get a little update on what's going on and how they're feeling, because they're just really good people and, all right. Lost weight from some stress. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. All right. So first and foremost, Tim went live and addressed exactly what happened with the shooting. And there's people left and right, center, all freaking out, being like, I want evidence right now for you to prove to me that this isn't a some kind of hoax or something. And like I said the other day, what is today? Wednesday or Monday? Saturday? So what I said Saturday, I was like, look, the FBI is involved now. Local law enforcement is involved. You have all these people involved, all these organizations involved in an active investigation. Tim's not going to be throwing you information. Okay, that's not how that works. Now, he also has security footage of everything that happened from 5 different angles, but he's not going to post that publicly because what does that do? Number one, everybody calling him a liar. We'll just say he paid somebody to go out there. So it doesn't matter. That doesn't help anything. Those people that already hate you and are just saying you're lying because they hate you, they're going to continue to do so no matter the evidence you provide. So that's number one. Number two, the people that are capable of actually doing heinous and terrible things to people they just disagree with will know the layout of the land. They'll know where the security cameras are for next time. That's something you would like to avoid. If you disagree with that, you got something in your brain wrong with you. Yeah, let me just post where all my security cameras are, so next time something happens, somebody can just hop on up and skirt by everything. What the fuck are you thinking? No, he needs to show it. Hey, Toothless. All right, anyways, let's hop on it. Let's hop on it, DD Dog on it. Shut up, Sean.
Particularly intense show with a lot of claims made by Milo, which certainly angered a lot of people, and stories that I told about work behind the scenes. And it was cathartic to have these conversations at a time when the tensions between the left and the right in this country seem to be at critical mass. And now the conflict between different factions of the right appear to be at critical mass. And so some of it felt pretty good, but there are certainly a lot of people that were none too happy with that conversation. But all in all, while I do think there's some anger over the conversations and things that were said, it was a good episode in the authenticity of the emotions that were expressed from Milo to George Santos to myself. I do understand there are many people that are saying Milo's just outright lying and is now being threatened with defamation. What a crazy night. So
that's the first strategy of anybody that dislikes you, especially if they're parasocially captured, is they're going to say you're lying about everything, right? So that's number one. Spawn Killer says you're not synced. I am on my end. Some other people, if you want to confirm that, I know it's like a quarter of a second behind. I am going to order a Rodecaster 2. I have a Rodecaster 1. I'm going to order a 2 so I can set a 50 millisecond delay. It's something you can't fix with the Rodecaster 1, and it's annoying. I've noticed it, and it's frustrating. It started like a year ago, and I don't know if it's my PC or what. So I'm going to get some new equipment and put 50 milliseconds in delay and make it all fixed. So.
Night. I did what I usually do. We wrap up, and the guests on Fridays, we go out and we hang out together because we wrap the show early. We don't do the members only. In the weeks prior, we have been experimenting with doing pre-recorded episodes of Timcast IRL on Fridays because the news usually goes dry in the early evening. And then by the time it's 8 p.m. for live, we already know what the news is. Everyone's kind of checking out. And, Friday night live viewership isn't actually that high relative to days earlier in the week. For obvious reasons, everybody wants to. We were out, and I got a message just around 1 a.m. And it was vague and nondescript. Just there was an incident. We need to talk with your team. And then we started getting the details trickling in that a car had been lurking or something to that effect, and a shot was fired. We now know that it was 3 shots that were fired. We don't know exactly what or why, and we are desperately trying to rationalize. Maybe it's just random. Just somebody was driving down the road in the middle of nowhere in the country and decided to slowly approach our property and then fire several rounds just for no reason, for fun.
A lot of people have been saying this. A lot of people have been like, oh, well, he's in the country. People just go shoot guns while driving in the country. Now, look, I've lived in the country my whole life. Never been a thing. I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know if there is I wager this is a city person thing where they think that that's what happens in the country or something. Like they've never been to the country, but they think that people just go around firing guns because rednecks are crazy, right? So I don't know about that. Now, I do know that when I lived in the trailer park, we had a bunch of woods, like forest behind us, and we would fire off rounds into an embankment in behind the trailer park. But that we did that all the time, so that wouldn't be like a surprise, right? But other than that, yeah, that's something that you don't drive down the road and start. You don't drive down the road, coincidentally end up in one of the largest streamers, or largest, I guess, podcast company's studio, and then stop in front of their security gate and start firing rounds at it. Right? That's like kind of reachy for me. It's a little reachy. Now, you want it to be that way. You would prefer that. You would prefer it to be completely random and not targeted, right? That's what you would prefer. I don't think that's what this is.
Perhaps. I can't read the minds of these people. In October, I was traveling. My family was back in West Virginia, and we had received a credible death threat, credible as determined by the FBI. We received threats, death threats, quite a bit. And this time, it was a bit more specific. It was intended to terrorize. It wasn't sent to me specifically like many of the threats usually are. It was intended to reach everyone at this company. I immediately contacted police, our security team did, as well as the FBI. I directly communicated with the FBI over this issue, sent them the information. It was relayed to us a short time later that the threat was credible because the individual making the threats had been on their radar. Surprise, surprise. And that this person was actually making comparable threats to other people. They believe they might know who this person was. I'm not sure where that investigation is going. For that reason, I believe that they're actually investigating these people, and we've been talking with them. I'm not going to, publish these emails or the communications that had happened. But the threat was basically to come and shoot up our property. And there were some specifics in it that made us say, okay, maybe this is, it could just be terror, right? So when I returned home after going out with the boys on a Friday night, hanging out, laughing, having a good time, none's the wiser. And then we hear security's on high alert. They're monitoring. The extra guys have come out. We pull up. They're standing guard at our perimeter fencing. We have a gate.
Do you ever wonder? Now, I know a lot of people are more captured by different ideologies. They treat politics like a football game now. Like, you know how people used to fist fight? Now, well, I'm from Alabama, so people used to fist fight over Auburn and Alabama, right? Auburn and Alabama. Those are football teams, college football teams. People would fist fight over that shit. I think in the age of social media, especially with the loneliness epidemic and parasocial capture, you have people out there that instead of football or baseball, it becomes politics. And they'll kill you over it or fight you over it or fist fight you over it, right? And I think that's what's going on here. Now, I don't know for sure, but I do know people go off the damn deep end. Just go to Reddit. Go to a political board on Reddit. It doesn't really have to be political, but go to a political board on Reddit. Just go look at that. People are just openly like calling for the death of everybody around them. Now, is it so crazy to assume that 1 or 2 or 3 out of the millions of these people is capable of doing something? You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. That's the issue. So then he'll get into ending the show and whatnot. Let me hit the super chats. Amateur says, "Hi, like on this comment if the new location should be called the Tim Castle." I think the old one was called the Castle. The first Tim Cast ever went on was at a different place called the Castle, I think, which people still go to today. A guy went to Tim's old residence, which is the Castle, the old podcast studio, and attacked people living there. Not even Tim people, just random people living there. That's how crazy these motherfuckers are. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Amateur. I love you. Chai T says, please, city folks, please, city folk, explain the country to my rural ass. I have no idea how it is living there my whole life while all you know is maybe. Here, I'll give you a small tidbit before we move on. I've lived in Alabama my whole life. I still live in a kind of rural area, but mostly rural my whole life. And I live like 5 minutes from downtown, small city, but I still live. It's just nothing but forest around me. And I've had friends in the past tell me that they want to move to a safer, better cost of living place. And I'm always like, well, move to the Southeast, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, places like that, Kentucky. I mean, there's some places, South Carolina, North Carolina. Now, obviously, this is a while ago and prices are kind of going up everywhere, but that's the conversation, right? And they always are in LA or surrounding LA or somewhere in New York or Seattle is a big one, or somewhere in Washington, Portland, just people from my channel that I've known in the past. And they'll always be like, well, I'm kind of afraid to move to the South. And I'll be like, why? And they're like, well, people are like super racist down there and they just shoot each other. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know how many shootings there are in rural Southeast? Like the rural Southeast? There's like probably less than 100 in the entire Southeast, in rural parts of the Southeast a year. Maybe less than that. 98 to 99% of all gun crime happens in 5 cities in the U.S. None of them are in rural America. Right? So I would have friends say they're scared to move here because of racism. And I'm like, bro, you need to turn off fucking Netflix because you are captured. You are captured. Dude, I go to the gym every day. 50% of my gym is buff black dudes, and they're all super cool. I went drinking. I went out drinking with them one day. It was like 3 dudes. We had a great time. Hispanic dudes, white dudes. There's a couple Asian dudes in my gym. It's a great place. Everybody's super cool. It's a nice ass area. It's an engineering town, so every one of those guys are engineers. But you get what I'm saying. No, if you go to downtown Chicago, you're gonna die. And by the numbers, downtown Chicago is more dangerous than the Middle East. Keep that in mind. Afghanistan is safer than Chicago by the numbers. All gun crime happens in 5 cities. None of them are in rural America. If you think there's random racism like in rural America, you're wild. There's a reason why the Southeast is the most diverse part of the country. Okay. Why would you think racism happens there more? Like, it's insane. It's not 1962 anymore, bros. All right. Anyways, Amateur says the age-old struggle. Work hard enough so you don't have to live near other people. Yes, sir. Get out of here in the boonies, brother. All right. That's not right. There we are. One red boy from a rainbow night and halfway. Thank you, guys. All right. Billy says Hollywood made us into a stereotype. Everybody sees us on the big screen and small screen. I blame Hollywood with that shit. Yeah, sure. And this is modern day. You turn on any movie, Billy. Turn on any movie or show that they have to go to the South. that any of the characters have to go to the southeast of America, and it's like overtly crazy and redneck and racist and psycho. And I'm like, this is not how rural America is at all. Yeah, there's some redneck dudes out there, but they're always like, hey, how you doing? They're not like, get out of here. We don't take too kindly to people who don't take too kindly around here. All right, shut up, Skeeter. They ain't hurting nobody. All right, but you get what I'm saying. Thank you, Billy. Appreciate you. All right, let's continue. Joe Cash and All says every streamer on both sides is a grifter. 100% agreed. I am one of them. Yes.
And said they heard shots fired. They were on the property where our studio is, and they heard the shots and went and investigated. We have 4 videos of what happened. We don't, well, I'll put it like this. We're not going to be, at this time, for security reasons, I got these people screaming, release the footage. And the concern we have is obvious. To then show everyone where we put our cameras, that's not going to happen. And that's the honest truth. That's why I tweeted out, if anybody had been archiving the Chicken City live stream, this is inside of our chicken coop. It doesn't reveal. It's designed specifically not to expose the property, the location, or anything like this. And you would have seen the reaction from the chickens. I know it sounds a little bit silly, but... And so where does it leave us now with what happened? Well, of course, there are some people that don't want us to be having this conversation. Even right now, they're probably furiously preparing tweets, riling up their audience, preparing for shows, people who don't like me for whatever reason, saying that we're lying, making things up. None of this can be true.
Yeah, keep in mind, no one shoots at conservative podcasters or who they perceive to be conservative, right? You know what I'm saying? And that never happens. That never will happen. No one's ever been shot or shot at as a conservative. It's not a thing that we've ever seen before. And it doesn't really help. It doesn't really help the situation when people keep saying it's not happening, right? What is the cycle of life, right? What is the 4 cycles of, like, the 4 parts of the cycle of life? It's not happening. Okay, it may be happening. Okay, it's happening, but it's good. Okay, they deserve it, right? So if Charlie Kirk would have came out a week before he was shot and said, hey, man, I'm getting death threats. This is getting kind of scary. We had an attempt on my life recently, but we're going to push forward. Guess what would have happened? Everybody that doesn't like Charlie Kirk would have said he was lying, right? Now, when he was shot, what do they say after that? Well, his rhetoric brought this on him, right? And then what do they say after that? Well, he deserved it. The same people claiming that Tim is lying about all these things, if the attempt on his life was successful, would say, well, he deserved it anyway. It was happening, and it's good, right? And that's the thing. And me being somebody who knows Tim in real life, I've hung out with Tim a bunch of times. We've had a great time together. He is, it shockingly enough, like, I've hung out with a lot of creators, man, like over 100 easily. And I can probably count on one hand the genuine nature and honesty of these creators. There's like 5 of them maybe that I consider real ass people on and off camera. And Tim is one of those. And Tim is a very large creator. I mean, he's huge. And before the camera turns on, we're having a good time. We're laughing and cutting up, talking about music. When the camera goes off, same thing. We'll go out and get some food, get some steaks. Tim will sit beside me and we'll laugh and cut up the whole time. He's a good ass dude. We'll talk about strategies for what we're planning in the future. He's just a really solid dude. And he has no reason to be that way with me. I'm a nobody, right? He treats me, an absolute nobody, as just a close friend. And there's not a lot of creators that do that, right? There's a lot of creators out there that stop being friends with me, over I appeared on a stream with somebody that they don't like, as if I was supposed to ask their consent. I didn't even know they had a beef, right? There's dozens of creators that have stopped talking to me over those things, right? I've had creators that had 100 subscribers, and I started rating them and helping them, and they asked me for advice for YouTube, and I gave it to them, and they took it and they ran with it, and now they're sitting at like 25K subs and they're streaming and they're doing great. They won't even answer a DM from me anymore because they're in a new group of friends that do not like me. There's dozens of creators like that. Tim is not one of those, right? Tim gets emails about me all the time from people that hate me, trying to be like, you shouldn't sponsor him. He's a piece of shit. He's a misogynist, blah, blah, blah. And Tim says, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. He doesn't care. Because he's like, I know Cody, and I trust Cody, and he's a good dude. That's what Tim will tell you, right? And Cecil's like that. Cecil's one of those guys that is super cool on and off the camera. He's not going to betray me unless it's on the Jack show and I'm supposed to be on and he doesn't send me the link. That's different, I guess. But there's a lot of guys like that, man. Dan Vasquez like that. I mean, there's a lot of good ass dudes out there. I can't believe I keep dropping my phone. I'm about to throw something. It's like I'm broken. Anyways, so that's why my perspective is shaped the way it is. It's not shaped from a parasocial nature. It's not shaped because I watch a show. It's shaped because I know this man in real life, right? And he doesn't bullshit. It's one of the things he doesn't do, So, all right. Anyways, let's continue. The phone yearns for the floor. Why is that so funny? That's so stupid. The phone yearns for the floor.
Charlie Kirk is dead. A couple months ago, he was murdered. We have a suspect. We don't know exactly what happened. There are many questions around how it all went down, what makes sense and what doesn't. Why did Charlie's security team not check the roof access? Well, they said the police told them that they got him covered. But that's no excuse for private security. So this is the conundrum. For us, our security is pretty good. I mean, this is why I think nothing worse happened. And it was just a vehicle firing shots driving by. We've been here for years. We've been here for about 4 years. This has never happened before. And so considering the time we are in, the threats we have received, and the recent assassination of Charlie Kirk, the intelligence assessment is, yes, these threats are real. Not all of them. You know how the internet can be. I want to believe, and I've asked a million times of our security, of our friends, political people in DC, but couldn't it just be somebody was just lurking around and they're just Yosemite Sam, bang, bang, bang for no reason? The response I get from everybody is maybe that's just wishful thinking. Regardless, it's either an omen, it's become too dangerous, even if it's not targeted, or it's gotten to that serious of a degree.
Yep, and I agree with that it's got to the serious degree, because we haven't had the ability as a people to adjust to social media in a way that could be beneficial. Social media has gone over the deep end. It's gone over the deep end. People out there, at no fault of their own, most of the time, are lonely. They're searching for somewhere they fit in. They're searching for affirmation. They're searching for something to believe in, something to feel fulfilled. Everybody grows up. They're told they need to go to college. They go through school. They go to college. They get their degree. Most of the time, their parents are paying their way through this, and they get to the end of it, and they have nothing. They can't get a job with their degree because they didn't go into a STEM field for some reason. They can't do anything. They're completely lost. And then they find themselves on a message board or on a Reddit. And everybody on that Reddit that also lacks some kind of passion to put their energy into. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need something to put your energy into. We have a lot of energy as people. We need to put that energy somewhere. And a lot of people don't have any interest, like legitimate interests other than like watching TV. That's just the nature of the beast. When I was hanging out with girls off Tinder, that's how I met a lot of people back in the day. This was 8 years ago. Every girl I hung out with, their interests were watching TV and drinking beer. Like 98% of these girls. I was like, Jesus Christ, do you guys have anything you want to do? When one of them was like, I like to paint. I was like, holy shit, awesome. Finally, right? And it was so far and few in between. And you have men are like that as well. bro, every time I find a guy that actually plays guitar like I do, it's like life changing. I'm like, oh, bro, we need to hang out, please. So people are searching for something, and that can lead them into nefarious areas. I have friends that kind of lack passion, and when they get into politics, they go in deep head first and they get angry over it. Right? They get angry, violent over these things because their passion is politics and the parasocial world. And they see these people like Tim as enemies, right? So when Tim says, I disagree with you, they don't take it not personally because it's just an opinion. They take it personally because it's everything to them. It's their entire life. It's their whole life, right? So then you take a few of those people that are mentally unwell and you have creators that are saying, I disagree with this movement. And suddenly the whole message board is like, Tim's a piece of shit. Tim's a piece of shit. Tim's a piece of shit. Right? And then suddenly you got one or two of those people that are on this message board of thousands of people. And they're like, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix this right now. Right? Anyways. CPP says, never forget who helped you get to where you are or where you by or were by your side on the way up. Loyalty, honesty, and respect are hard to come by. CAMELCAST. Thank you, CPP. I agree with that shit, man. I agree. Thank you, buddy. Don't forget school propaganda. 12 years of pure propaganda and wasting the best times of their life. Yep. 100%. 100%.
So I think any rational assessment is a person driving slowly up, approaching our property. We're in the middle of nowhere, mind you. We're not in a city. That's why we call it the boonies, right? And firing a shot, it's a shot is fired once they become parallel with one of the structures on the property. And then a few seconds later, as they become parallel with our studio, several more shots are fired. 2 more shots. The assessment is aiming at one of the houses and then aiming at the studio. It wasn't just a random pop, pop, pop. It lines up with where the vehicle is at. So I'd love to just say people randomly shoot for no reason. It just doesn't happen. We're out in the boonies, right? There are wooded areas.
Yeah, by the way, this place, his studio is out there in the woods, bro. You go through like 25 minutes of straight up back roads to get there.
Most of them, maybe not most, but many of them are marked no hunting. But, people on their properties, they go shooting in the backyard. This we know, this we understand. And so the security assessment is this was intentional, this was targeted. Now, what we don't know, were they actually intending to kill? I don't think so.
Intending to scare. Robo Glock says it's whitetail deer season. So you think that somebody saw a deer on Tim's studio's property and went to the front of the security gate and started firing at their studio because there was deers there? Is that what we're saying? Oh, he's coming right for us. Look at that building. Looks just like a deer. Starts blowing away. Yeah. I don't know. Do you hunt from the car? I remember growing up, there was a crazy uncle that did that. He would hunt turkey. He would just be driving down back roads and just pull out a shotgun if he saw turkey. Now, these were like back roads that were just dirt roads, like with nothing for miles. So, but still, probably dumb. I was like 6 years old. It's very spooky.
I don't know if it matters. Seems like intimidation. Fire several shots late at night, put our security on alert. And for what reason? People who work here cannot feel comfortable if shots are being fired at us. Guests we have tried to book have told us explicitly, though this isn't as common, they don't want to come on the show because of these threats.
Which is understandable. CPP says a dude posted a video earlier calling the police department, and when asked if shootings were reported from Temple's place, the cop had no idea who he was. So I saw that video as well, and okay, here's what we got. We have 2 pieces of the pie, right? Either Tim is lying, which people are just gonna, okay. So the people that think he's lying, they're gonna just say he's lying. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna believe that video, right? why would it be hard to believe that that guy just called his buddy and said, "Hey, say you're the sheriff and say you haven't heard of this," and then he just releases that call with zero information, right? Who's lying now? Tim or the random guy? Do we believe the random guy that is not the size of Tim, that people don't hate as much? Why would people believe him over Tim? Because they want to, right? We're back. We've circled fully back into the parasocial thing. Anybody that claims they have evidence that Tim is lying, if you automatically believe that, you're parasocially captured, right? If you can't look at things objectively because you don't like someone based on political views or opinions, or you just don't like the person in general, you're parasocially captured. And you're being disingenuous. And also, Jacob Whitley brings up a great point. Why would the police just randomly talk to a stranger about Tim? Hey, man, Tim Pool actually get shot up. Police, yeah, it did. I don't know, man. Here's all the information on this active investigation. Like, what the? It's very stupid. But people believe it because they just want to. They want to. They want to believe, right? That's just how that works. I get it. I understand it, right? So, anyways. Robot Glock says, so some stalker drove way up the heck to the boonies of West Virginia, snapped off a couple rounds, then simply drove back to Ohio. I don't know about Ohio, but what I do know is, has there been attempts on conservatives' life recently in the past? And has anyone been killed recently in the past? Has anyone been stalked? And has anyone been arrested over this? If the answer is no, you may have validity there. If the answer is overwhelmingly multiple times and yes, then that's your answer. Why would somebody do that? Right? You know what I'm saying? It's like when I talk to somebody, when I tell people I get swatted, people in my family that don't know what streaming is because they're older. I have some older uncles. I have one uncle, really. Or I have two uncles. Let me say I tell my uncle, I'm like, yeah, he's like, what are you doing nowadays? I'm like, well, I'm streaming. He's like, what does that mean? I'm like, well, I'm doing a radio show on the internet. And he's like, you make money from that? I'm like, yeah, it does pretty well. And he's like, that's weird. And he's like, and I'm like, yeah, but people hate me and they, call the police on me and get me swatted. And he was like, why would anyone do that? And I'm like, you just don't understand. Well, I wouldn't do it. Therefore, no one would ever do something like that. It goes back to the weird affirmation loneliness epidemic where people need to fit in. You know what I'm saying? Phil Ponte's the shooter. Candace Owens. Oh my God. Thank you, Amateur. I appreciate you, brother.
We are 2 months out, as I mentioned, from the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And more people than I think you all realize are going into hiding. I mentioned this after the assassination, that there are several prominent conservatives that have already gone into hiding. And what does that mean? Does it mean that you haven't heard from it? No, they're still doing their shows, but you don't realize they moved locations. Some people are living on distant rural locations surrounded by walls and cameras and armed guards. And while that kind of describes what we are doing, it's mostly our workplace, and we like to do a little security through obscurity, which means if you don't know where we are, then we're much more safe. But there have been producers, financiers, actual commentators that you have not realized are in new locations. Or maybe you may have noticed the room changed. They're in a different place right now. And it's largely for security reasons. I had a conversation with a lot of people over the past couple of days because, for one, obviously people were deeply concerned to hear that this happened. And excuse me. And I'm trying to get a feel for things. I'm trying to get a feel for where are we at? Where am I at? What is the real risk to us? When I go out places, let me explain to you guys. When I go out places, I have bodyguards because we are getting consistent threats. And it's insane to me because I look at all this and I think to myself, who am I that we need this? We want to do a meetup event. I have a bodyguard follow me to the bathroom and stand outside the stall. I'm walking through a restaurant or a shopping center, and as people are walking towards me, I have bodyguards and one will grab the people and push them out of the way as they get too close to me. It's a messed up way to live. And now imagine for my wife and child, what she needs, what she wants, and how she's living, and my choices to be in the space affect her. We work together, so I have to consider that as well. And that is no way for a woman to raise a child, nor for me to allow my family to live. And you know what? A lot of people live this way. A lot of people do. At least for many of the celebrities, there's no political charge to it.
Yep, that's a big thing. And this is actually something more prominent. If you guys remember, there's been books and documentaries about stalkers that followed celebrities for years. There was a lady that claimed that she thought Johnny Depp was talking to her every time he was in doing interviews or movies, that he was talking to her, right? Or something. It was one of the celebrities. I can't remember what. And these people will follow these people around and try to corner them, right? And they don't think what they're doing is wrong. It's very, very spooky stuff, man. It's very, very spooky stuff. And a lot of people claim that, again, like people are lying, right? Which is it's the easiest thing to do, to immediately disregard any possibility for violence. Usually people on the other side of the political spectrum will do this as to not cast a native cloud over what they may believe, right? Because, we would never do anything wrong, right? Well, one of the employees that works at Tim Pool's residence, or not residence, his studio, one of the people that work at his studio, I've been talking to every day about this. And it's somebody that I've been a pretty, good friend, or I've been in a good friendship with for years now. And she works there. And she was telling me how she was outside and there was, people in the parking lot. There was rounds going off. People were scared. And if she messaged me and she was like, everybody's, kind of freaked out. No one knows if they're going to have a job in a few weeks. And the shootings happened. If the shootings happened 24 hours earlier, the news might be my dead body. Right? Think about that for a minute. So, and it's insane to me. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy. And she was like at one of the houses after one of the shows. Right? It's just crazy to me, man. It's absolutely crazy. Oh, Jay Capone says footage. Yeah, he's not going to release footage. He has footage of it, but he's not going to release it. Why would he do so? Right? Who does that serve? Keep in mind there's an active investigation going, but who does that serve? Exactly. Right? Do you see this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with people that are not in the space that are parasocially captured. The only way you'll believe him is if he dies. Right? You want him to put out all of his security footage so people that could do this in the future know exactly where all of his security is to better attack it, right? You're like, well, I think he should put himself at risk and die just to prove that he's wrong. And then once he does die, if something like that were to happen, you would be like, well, he deserves it anyway, right? That's why that doesn't work. Say, no, maybe show the footage. You can ignore what I'm saying if you would like, and I'll stop responding to you. It's like, I'm just going to ignore what you said. By the way, the lady I was talking about, she said no one was outside besides the security on Friday night. So that's good. That's terrifying. So I said she was outside. She was actually not outside. So thank God. All right. Anyways, it's an entitled, no, 100% J-Ski. It's 100% entitled. People think that they go into live streams and they talk in the chat and they think, well, I'm owed an explanation. My name is Richard and I work as a cashier at Barnes & Noble. I am owed an explanation for this creator that I don't know or have anything to do with. I am owed. You owe me an explanation, right? And you have to ask yourself, you need to look in the mirror and be like, why the fuck do I think that way? Why do you think that you're owed an explanation? What? You're a random dude in fucking Ohio. What do you mean I'm owed an explanation? Bro, you need to go outside Go look in the mirror and really think about that for a minute. Think about that. Like actually look inside yourself and think about that. You know? Think, damn, I'm demanding an explanation from some large creator that lives across the country that doesn't know me in real life or have anything to do with me. And I demand this explanation for this event in perfect detail, every single detail. I need all the security footage myself, and then once I see all that, I'm going to say you're a liar anyway. You owe me an explanation. And Tim asks you, well, why, sir? Why am random guy in Ohio? Because you're a liar. You ever think about that? You ever think about that when you go into like comment sections and type mean shit? Yeah, you're a liar. Like, this creator owes me an explanation. It's like, no, Steve1977. That creator doesn't owe you an explanation because you're a fucking nobody. You are nothing and you mean nothing. So no, a large creator's not going to owe you an explanation. What the fuck are you talking about? It's crazy to me, man. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. I need an explanation. Right? Oh, it's right. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. But luckily, there was no one outside when it happened, and luckily, everybody's safe. It brings a reality to the whole situation, right? Grifty shit is nuts. Almost 3 years membership. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you, brother. Billy says it sucks Tim has to have bodyguards do anything. He does. Yeah, I've been out with him. I also think Tim should move to a new building next year. It's expensive as fuck, man. If you're having to buy another 5 acres and put another 5 buildings on it and another compound, and you're going to have trouble selling your last one because there's going to be people still going to it doing weird shit, that's hard, man. That's not financially lucrative. It's just not. You know, Matthew Foster says this is a scary new frontier we're heading into, and I think next year is going to be. Oh, it's going to be worse. You know why it's going to be worse? Because when Charlie Kirk was murdered, when he was assassinated live on camera, what happened? Was there parameters put in place? What changed? Nothing. You had news commentators implying that he deserved it on mainstream media programs that make $14 million a year salary, implying that he deserved to die. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. They just want more. They want more death. That's what they want. And it's only coming from one side. I know every time something like this happens, the entire internet and plus mainstream media tries to paint whoever it is without any evidence as like a MAGA guy. And then it always turns out it wasn't a MAGA guy ever, right? Because they get to write history because they own 90% of the fucking media. So they get to write the history. It's like the victors of war get to write how the war happened and who was successful. The people that lost get executed for war crimes. The people that killed 2 million people in World War II, they have zero repercussions. They get medals. They get medals as a result. They get medals handed down from the president himself for killing 2 million civilians. Right? That's how this works. Matthew Foch, love you, who watches Legacy Media. Bro, it's been a while. It's been a couple years, but I remember going into like a small family gathering or a friend's family gathering, and every TV has CNN or Fox News on. And I haven't had cable since 2010. It's been 15 years. 15 years since I had cable. People still watch that bullshit. It's crazy. And it's just hysterics 24/7. Hysterics, hysterics, hysterics. All right. All right. Anyways, Grifty with a $20 super chat. Thank you, brother. Says it's the same mentality that made people go after Nick and demand the body cam footage of his house and kids. The weirdos on the internet don't get it. They did more damage to the Rackett's family than the arrest ever could. Well, that's an even stranger situation. And the reason it is stranger is because Nick is at a certain size to where people can feel like they can have access to that. Tim's kind of on a large scale. So he's not reading these DMs. He's not reading any form. He doesn't give 2 fucking fucks. You know, Nick loves to read that shit. So that, you know, Nick needs to stop quote tweeting people with 2 damn followers. That's what he needs to do. But Nick does, you know, people think they have access to that. And I've seen people talking about Nick on Twitter. I've seen people talking about Nick in one breath saying, Nick needs to have his kids taken away because think about his poor kids. Think about his poor kids, by the way. Remember that. And then in the very next post by the same person, they were like, I want to gouge Nick's eyes out and watch him and let him die in front of his kids bleeding out. How do you believe both of those things? You don't. You don't. You're trying to apply some kind of moral understanding to your psychotic behavior. And where does that lead us back to? Charlie Kirk. He deserved it, right? That's what everybody says. That's what everybody that hates him says. Well, he deserved it. None of these people give two shits. All the people that like to pretend that they're morally just and their moral compass is perfect and that's all they speak to and not how they live their entire life are the first person to say, well, you deserve to die. Right? You can't have it both ways. Thank you, Grifty. I appreciate you. What's up, Ally Cloud? How you doing, boys? All right. One Red Boy super chat, $100 super chat from a Rainbow Knight. And that'll put us halfway to a negative snake. Thank you guys for all the super chats. I really appreciate it. I'm this close to breaking free of the YouTube negative from when they stole that money from me. So I appreciate you guys. All right. At any rate, that was the update from this morning. And then Tim went live again and shared a lot more. And we're gonna watch that.
2 weeks.
We're gonna give you some more info on that. All right. All right. Jack Murphy. Billy Hatcher. Oh my God. Says, with a pink boy, I think people stopped giving a shit about Nick and he's doing better now. But I think but now with Tim, I think they won't stop. He's indifferent from Nick. We're also a Red Bull. Yes, sir. Well, I kind of disagree. I think the people that hate Nick hate him just as much as they ever have. I don't think that's changed. So it's very interesting. Now, look, I don't see them as overtly negative, or I should say that. Let me put that another way. I don't hate these people. I don't hate most anybody because it takes a lot of passion to hate. But you have to look at it from this perspective that they're using this for entertainment. What did we do in the early 2000s? We watched Road World. What was that? Real World. We watched Real World. We watched Duck Dynasty, right? We watched all these TV shows. Why? For the manufactured drama, the parasocial weird drama from these actors, right? That's not what we're doing now. We're watching streamers who are real actual people with real actual families, and we're treating them the same as we did when we watched reality shows in the early 2000s. We're watching this drama unfold and hoping the worst thing possibly happens. Why? Because the worst possible outcome is the most entertaining outcome. That's why you see people talking on Twitter about a creator or a celebrity or anything, and they're like quote tweeting, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, I hope this happens. I hope like they hope that happens because it'll be the most entertaining outcome, right? That's the whole point." So, anyways, you get what I'm saying. Somebody says streamers are real people. Whoa, hold on. Now, okay, hold on. Let me clarify. Most streamers are. None of the streamers on Twitch are real people. There's a reason why they all live in LA and all got huge followings with corporate pushes overnight. It's because they all auditioned for it. That's why. All right. Anyways, let's pull up the next video. Let me take my hoodie off because I'm boiling alive. I'm boiling. Give me a second here. I don't want to boil anymore. It's getting real brutal. I'm boiling. Someone do something. Oh my gosh, dude. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I was wearing a hoodie, to be fair. It gets real hot in here real fast. All right. Let's pull the next one. BDD. Boil those potatoes, bro. Okay. That's your computer. My computer is like across the room. All right.
So where does it leave us? We have 2 weeks left in the year before we go on our Christmas hiatus. You know, I'm not a big fan of any kind of hiatus. I would prefer just to work. But it is taxing. It is grueling, of course. And there's a lot of infrastructure here that requires me to work all day, every day, Monday to Friday, with some extra work on the weekends, usually meetings. And I'm probably going to have a stroke. My health's actually pretty good. My blood pressure is great. My resting heart rate is actually around 45. I exercise quite a bit. Haven't been able to skate in the past month or two, the holidays, and but we have to have these conversations, and I have been with the people, our contractors, people we work with, our vendors, partners. And one thing is clear: the violence will get worse. It is going to escalate. We cannot keep going as status quo. Something has to change. It may be that, as we described after the assassination of Charlie Kirk and the threat to come and shoot up our studio and our workplace, we asked, at what point do we say we can't do this anymore? The cost of running Timcast IRL studio and the projects around it exceeds the amount of money it brings in. That's just that breaking point, isn't it, for any business? If you need $100 to, run your restaurant, but you're only bringing 90, you go out of business. The issue? The cost isn't cameras or lights. The cost is security because of the escalation. It's an artificial cost to doing business that we can't balance. We can't forego security, but we can't sustain it either.
Security is so expensive to people that don't know about that kind of thing. I looked into it in the past, and never going to happen. Ghost Scribe says, if you're saying it's a political shooting, you should show the public the footage. No one said it's a political shooting. Tim said he doesn't understand the motivation. No one really knows the motivation around it, but the FBI is investigating it. So there's that. And again, showing the footage would be absolutely the most. Look, and again, we're in this weird place where people are saying things that don't have a current perspective required to deal with what they're saying, right? It's easy for somebody in a chat or on Twitter to say, "Just show the footage, bro." I would. No, you wouldn't. If you were in this situation where you're getting death threats, dude, I get death threats sometimes, and I'm a nobody. Okay? I'm an absolute nobody, and I get death threats. Tim gets them tenfold, maybe more than that. Okay? Showing where his locations of his security and his gates and his camera are to the entire world, including people capable of this, is not a good idea. Why? Because he's not trying to die, and he's not going to die to try to prove you wrong or owe you an explanation. I wouldn't either, and no one else is going to do that. What political content creator out there goes and shows all their processes with security to everybody just for fun and for transparency? That would make no sense, right? So, anyways, he's saying it's political. He never said that. No. You're making stuff up. You're making stuff up because you do not like him. And that's okay. I totally understand that. But no, you're making stuff up. He literally said, rewind like 30 minutes and watch my stream where he said they don't know the motivation and they're currently investigating it. What they hope it is, which is unlikely, is some random person for some reason going in front of their studio and then firing off rounds because they live in the sticks. But likely it has something to do with the credible death threats that they've been getting the last couple of months, right?
So I've had some conversations with our partners, been talking with Rumble. There may be a solution, and it's going to be rapid change very quickly. We're going to have some emergency meetings. We've already had emergency meetings for obvious reasons. And there is a possibility that the 19th is the last episode of Timcast IRL. We are doing everything we can to make sure that's not going to be the case. It's no secret that I've been frustrated and disillusioned with a lot of people in politics, but that's no reason to walk away from doing our nightly show with a tremendous success. But the cost is not just money anymore. The cost is the safety of my family, myself, and there are many ideas we're floating around.
All right, let's pull up the next one. Thank you. Let me hit these 2 super chats. I've already addressed the. It's so crazy to me. I shouldn't say crazy. I guess it should be expected how everyone has the exact same questions, right? Why is it unlikely? Have you ever been to rural America? I've lived in the rural Southeast my entire life. I don't go to no, I've never heard of or seen people going to random houses and start firing off rounds at houses. Now that might happen in Chicago, but that doesn't happen in Attala, Alabama. Okay? That doesn't happen in Sevierville, Tennessee. It's not a thing. Now, is there some kind of weird, strange coincidence that somebody went to Tim's security gate in their car and started firing off rounds at the house? That it was just a random guy that was like firing off rounds for fun and just happened to pick Tim Pool's compound? Is there a possibility of that? Maybe. I mean, it's fucking low, but maybe. But that's the unlikely possibility. We've circled back around to that never happens, right? If your argument is that never happens, then I know what your next argument will be, because it works the same way. All these people are the same. All these people are reactionary and parasocially captured and are using all this as some kind of weird entertainment like I used to use with Pawn Stars. It's no different, right? It didn't happen. Okay, maybe it happened and he deserves it. That's the next thought processes. If the footage came out, there was a guy shooting if they showed the footage for hypothetical reasons, they show the footage of the guy going out there, what would you say? I know exactly what you would say. He paid somebody. That's a lie. That would be the next thing you say. I can guess this. Because it's the same thing that they did with Charlie Kirk and the same thing they do with everybody else. Every time I've ever been swatted, even when I show the footage, people say I paid the police to come to my house. There is absolutely no reason, and there's no reason to explain it, and no one's owed an explanation, especially not a random person in chat. Right? And I'm not being a dick, and I'm not trying to single people out or be an asshole here. But when you're in a chat or on Twitter and you're like, yeah, and typing shit like this, you need to understand you are an absolute nobody. You are not owed an explanation. This is not about you. You are not a part of this. You work at fucking Barnes & Noble. No one knows who you are, and they never will. You are parasocially captured on social media. And you need to take a step back, because you're speaking with zero perspective and pure confidence of everything you're saying. And that sounds very mean, and it's not supposed to be. But this has nothing to do with you, and you are a no one in the eyes of everyone. That's why you're not owed an explanation. And that's why you're not going to get one. The FBI will get one. You're not going to get one. I know we grew up in a weird generation of hyper entitlement. That doesn't change anything. It just doesn't. Right? Because Tim, as well as I do, as well as any other content creator knows that has ever been in these situations of swattings or people showing up to your house. If I show the footage, you're going to claim I hired the guy. If the guy kills me, you're going to say I deserve it. There is no recourse. That's why there's no explanation. And what will you say to that? You'll be like, well, he should show the footage. You'll just go in circles. Show the footage. Show the footage. Show the footage. Right? You know what I'm saying? See, look, let's move on to another subject matter, right? You can't answer to it because you understand. The gears start turning in your head and you start understanding. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'll keep me back in. You know what I'm saying? We just go in circle. Go in a circle. That's why no one gives any of you explanations or time of day. I'm the only one doing it because I'm trying to explain the thought process to you so you'll learn a little. and utilize that in your own life and become better and reflect. It's a very important thing to do. The reason I diet for the last 3 months of the year is because I'm trying to get structure back in and reflect on the previous year and get my drive back. That's why I do that, because I start getting captured in these weird habitual things that I'm doing, and I need to break from all that. So, anyways, but he's right. Keep sending super chats, please. Waff Billy says, thank you, MA. You the best. 1212 Allied Cloud. By the way, one of my sponsors in NASCAR, Allied Cloud, got something coming December 12th. You guys better get ready, because I hear it's big, baby. Godzilla sized with the beam and all. Thank you. I appreciate you, Waff. Thank you, buddy. Grifty. So wake up one day to pics of you, your family, and your home all over your timeline, and then you might understand the fear and stress. Y'all need to wake up. Well, no perspective, right? And look, it's I know I sound like an asshole, and I'm not trying to do that. You don't have the perspective. If you don't have the perspective on a thing, try not to speak so confidently about something you're ignorant about. Because there's a name for that. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's when you speak extremely confident about something you know nothing about. There's a phrase for it. It exists because so many people do it. Right? You ever been talking to your friend about a subject matter that you know a lot about, and they try to chime in, saying absolute bullshit that makes no sense? It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Thank you, Griggy. Thank you, Griggy. Billy, it's funny how everyone's calling you and him a grifter all the time just because you talk about politics. Well, I am a grifter. I take my shirt off. I take my shirt off every stream, bro, for the ladies. Come on. That might be the definition of grifter. I don't really know the actual definition because it's used so much, but that's probably it, I would imagine. Thank you. I appreciate you. Ooh. Anyways. But at any rate, yeah, I was on TimCast like 2 weeks ago, all week. Had a great time. Awesome people. Me and Tim played the NASCAR game together. If you haven't got the NASCAR game, I'm featured in the NASCAR game. You can play as me in the TimCast car. It's a lot of fun. Me and him played it a lot, and he wrecked the hell out of everybody. He loves it, man. Ashley says, here's my damn money you grip. Oh my God, it's working. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Did you do Naked Snake on TimCast? No, sir. I ain't trying to steal all the ladies, okay? Oh my God, thank you. Appreciate that. All right. We're halfway to Naked Snake, boys, without a red boy. Oh my God. Get naked, take a shirt. Listen, Ashley, this is a serious show. You need to stop what you're doing right now. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you. You're too good to your boy. You're too good to your boy. Thank you. Ashley with a gold and an orange or a green. I'm blind. All right, next one. Let's pull up the next one. We'll move on. See what else is going on here. Love you, PS2 Chopper. Thank you, buddy, for all your support, my man. So Tim announced that the 19th might be the last episode of TimCast IRL. I suspect he'll push through. He's a pretty strong-headed individual. I don't know for sure, but he's pretty driven. I think he's gonna find the means to figure out a way to thwart these kind of things in the future. Like I said earlier, when you have a wife and child, things change. Your priorities change. You know. Ashley, I'm serious. Oh, listen, Ashley, calm down. You've been drinking. I wish I could have been drinking. Unfortunately, I don't drink. Not right now. I will drink a little in January, though. Shalifa. I recommend to stop listening to people who do almost nothing but accuse other people. Well, look, I'm not being mean or trying to feed the trolls in any way, shape, or form. I think people can legitimately learn. I don't think people are ever told about these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people are ever told about being parasocially captured, and you don't really think about it. You know, when you're watching streamers, and dude, I know people that watch streamers that either A, fall in love with the streamer, or B, hate them unconditionally. And I've asked people, I'm like, why do you feel that way? Are you all right? Like, why you really hate them? Why do you hate that person? And they can't really put it into words why they don't or why they do. It's just people I know. And I'm like, and then they've literally taken a step back and be like, I think you're right. You know what I'm saying? I think it's good to hear that. Even if they don't agree and even if they hate me, that's fine. But I think it's good to hear that, man. I really do. Now you bring up a great point. Mike, you shut your mouth. You bring up a great point. That is something that's going to occur a lot in your life. If you find any kind of success, especially in content creation or professional avenues, people are going to be mad at you for not doing enough while they're doing nothing. Right? There's people all day like yelling at me about racing. Oh, you finished 8th. You're a dumbass piece of shit. You're so stupid. You're like, you know what I'm saying? And it's people that have never stepped foot in that environment, never will, and work at Barnes & Noble. They're mad at me for not doing enough whilst doing nothing. The only people that will ever hate you for doing something is people who are doing nothing. That's just the nature of the beast. And I don't dislike these people or hate them. I understand that thought process. When I see somebody really killing it, one of my friends getting a million views like a freaking day, there's a part of me that's like, you motherfucker. But I tell myself, I'm like, good for them. That's what I do. It's hard as fuck. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways. Then you cope, skunk. No, I don't respond. I don't mind. If I can get in a car, push the throttle down, and it goes burr, I love it. That's all. That means everything to me. Big shout out to that Star Wars girl for the raid. Thank you so much, Anna. Hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about that Battlezette cosplay a lot. Laid in bed last night, like 5 a.m. Couldn't sleep. That's all I could think about. That's a joke. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate you. Welcome to all the Anna people. Anna's good people. She's small people, but she's good people. Thank you. Chai T says, here's my tip to objectify you. Thank you. Daniel Robertson says, all I can think is gold members saying, then there is no pleasing you when it comes to love. Yeah, sure. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. It's just jokes. It's not real. All right, let's continue. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, Chai T. Thank you, Ashley. Appreciate you. We're closing in on Naked Snake, slowly but surely, boys. What's up, Comic Crazy? How you doing? Hell, Balazette, Anna. Dude, big shout out to Anna. She did a great job, bro. She shot a baby out of her. And then she got in great shape again where she looks squeezable. That's nice. It's hard, man. I'm doing it right now. Like I'm down over 20 pounds in my diet, and I'm not a fat guy. So 20 pounds is hard, and I'm shooting for 30. My abs are already there. They just aren't good enough yet. And I'm going to reveal them in a few weeks so you guys can see it. I'm going to oil them up and shit. So, but shout out to Anna. That's awesome. She did such a good job. I was really proud. When I saw the Bowser, I was like, damn, she did a great job. Thank God. That's awesome. Awesome. She's committed, man, which is a good thing. What the fuck? Hold on. Sorry. What the fuck? All right. Let's look at the new one. Okay. Now this one's going to be a little different. This one is Tim. So Tim's talking. Tim gets really heated here and starts talking about other content or other conservative content creators that do not stand up. So this can be interesting. So, you know what I'm saying? Jet Sparks, I agree, but people don't understand that. People don't have the perspective. They don't understand just being there is an unbelievable achievement. I see it that way, and that's all that matters. My opinion is the only opinion that matters to me. The visitor to Snafu says, fart in the mic. You get out of here. It's like fucking Russell Hall in this bitch. All right. Okay. Timmy's not even conservative. Well, again, if you don't overtly agree with everything from the radical left side, you're automatically a conservative. That's just how this works. We all know how that works.
Organization that's rallying young people, causing a shift in the political leanings of a generation for the first time in history, is now in dire straits. Their leader and founder murdered, and prominent pieces of human trash are trying to destroy it. It's fucking evil. So you know what? When someone pulls in front of my property and fires on it several times, I'm sitting here looking at these vile pieces of shit and thinking to myself, for what purpose will I stick my neck out if this is what happens after Charlie Kirk is killed? Candace Owens is a fucking evil scumbag. She is a degenerate cunt.
Ooh.
She is burning everything down, and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you fucking told me? She has no security. She doesn't fucking deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these fucking conservatives out there that send me these fucking messages have no fucking balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these fucking messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't fucking DM me like I did something for you as you cower, as you fucking cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination, which he's doing to me right fucking now.
Yeah, that was.
My man is heated as hell, dude. Heated as hell. And he has every right to be after what happened, right? He has every right to be after what happened. You know, you have people shooting at the place where your people are, the people you care about, your employees, your workforce. You're going to be reacting that way, right? And this is how you know that Tim has, like I said, I've met him 100 times. He's an honest ass dude to your face, and he's an honest ass dude when you're on the show. And that is really true, man, because I'm not trying to say I've been through anything like that. But, you know, I've been in situations where there was a bunch of beef in between communities. And I would have creators from the opposing community messaging me and being like, man, like, this is wild, but like, we're still cool, blah, blah, blah. But they won't stand up to the other people in their community, right? Out of fear of losing some clout or being ostracized themselves, right? You just had a baby, Cody. What the hell are you talking about? Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you. Woff says, I just watched a D4A vid on Linko Drag Racing Transmission, so let me get you some NASCAR advice. Dunning Crew. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's more advice. That's technical. You know something at least. I mean, there's people out there that give me advice that don't even know the first thing, dude. Thank you, Woff. I appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. Oh my God, I love Tim now. Yeah, dude. All right, let's continue. Like I said, I don't know the specifics with this Candace Owen thing and all this stuff. So that's why I'm not speaking to it as much. I don't really know like what's going on in the inner community. I do know that I see her on my timeline on X all the time talking about like Turning Point USA. So that's all I know, but I never really keep up with it.
I'm fucking done with these people.
She has security, just not on the level of you.
Oh, yeah, the one fat guy you mentioned with no wall and no barrier in a suburban neighborhood with neighbors. She doesn't give two fucking shits. No one's out for her. She's lying about all of this. You told me you went to her house and she's got a 4-foot wall and one fat guy. And she doesn't give a shit about her security. Fight at my fucking property, and I have to go live in the middle of nowhere. And I got fucking strangers coming up to my house in Maryland, breaking in. I got people showing up and beating up the residents who trying to live there. How the fuck am I even supposed to sell this property? And, you know, it's all lies. It's all hypocrisy. And it is for the purpose of making money. And she does not live the way other people live. And she claims she liked Charlie. She loved Charlie. And she is burning everything down that he built because she is evil. She is evil. And I'll say it again. This conservative movement is fractured. It's fried, whatever it is. Okay. Republicans are on track to lose the midterms. They were actually trending in the other direction until Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And this is the point, isn't it? The most effective political assassination in history. And thanks to the likes of the vile cunt Candace Owens, she has turned Turning Point into the perpetrators of the crime that was against them.
It's wild. Absolutely wild. Chai T says Candace Owens thinks planted dinosaur bones to make Christians question their faith. She's deeply unserious. So what's up, Tom Forsyth? Thank you, buddy. I don't know anything about that, but I do know when I was growing up, I had a couple of friends who were like Christian, like a different level. And they actually told me that. That's not the first time I've heard that. I've heard that several times throughout my life. And I've heard when I was 16, 17, a lot of people told me that dinosaur bones were fake because the earth is only 6,000 years old or something. And I was like, all right. Anyways, moving on, you know, like I was like, okay, all right. This is out of my wheelhouse, ma'am. I don't know what you're talking about here. I like dinosaurs. Okay. So I'm gonna keep liking my dinosaurs. Okay. But anyways, that was a weird one. It's always been a very strange one. Very, very strange. At any rate, moving on. It does seem pretty weird, though. It does seem pretty strange that after Charlie Kirk is assassinated, that all these people start losing support, even when there's attempts on their life. It's very, very strange. It's almost as if political assassination works. And if it does work, like in the polls, like we're seeing, that would lead us to believe that why wouldn't they do more? Right? It's pretty scary shit. It's pretty spooky. It's freaking me out, man. Thank you, Chai T. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Favorite dinosaur and why? Okay. Bro, I'm old school. It's gonna always be a T-Rex. Because they got little arms. Like me. I got little arms too. Why doesn't he have video footage? He does. He has 5 different camera feeds of it. He has 5 different feeds of it, and he has everybody on his crew have talked about what happened when it occurred. It's just the people that know Tim have a lot of these people don't really do social media. They don't have any clout to gain, right? They're just talking within their inner circles, talking about what happened and how scary it was and whatnot, right? Well, it depends on what you mean, Danny Vox. What do you mean by that exactly? You know what I think it is, Danny Vox? I think it's like an Occam's razor thing. It's just what happens every time, right? Somebody gets elected. They're saying they're gonna do all these things. Nothing really changes that much. And then they lose the midterms, and then they may lose the presidency, they may not, and then nothing really changes, and then it just cycles back and forth, and then everybody gets extremely rich, except for us, right? That's kind of the way I've always watched it ever since I was a teenager and tried to loosely follow it. I got really, really passionate about politics in my teens. For a short period, I got on the Obama train. Change. I was very excited about Obama winning. And then my healthcare premiums went up about 1,000%. And I realized at that moment that, oh, never mind. And that's kind of when I stopped, So stopped being completely captured by it, I guess. I follow it, I read, stuff, but I follow it and I read what's going on. I keep up with what's going on. I'll talk about what's going on. I enjoy talking about it, but I don't think one side or the other will ever fix anything in a big way for the middle class. Ever. I don't think they ever have. I don't think they ever will. Right? So the biggest thing you could do is eliminate income tax for the bottom 50% of Americans. That's the biggest thing you could do that would change the face of everybody's thought process. Doesn't matter who you are, left or right. If you suddenly are seeing your check up by $800 to $1,000 per pay period, you're going to feel it and you're going to be excited about it. Something that likely can't happen or will ever happen. It could happen mathematically, but likely wouldn't happen. Same thing with term limits and things like that. Not going to happen, right? Because the people in power aren't going to do that to themselves. Why are they going to? They're not going to vote themselves into poverty. So, anyways, that's how I feel about it. Sugon D says Trump's removing illegal immigrants, so that's a win. Not at a rate that's good enough for me. It should be 5 weeks. Everybody gone. Everybody, you got 5 weeks. I want 40 million people gone. Oh, look at that. Billy Hatcher with an orange boy. Says, I knew we were going to have a repeat of 2018. Next year is going to happen. I didn't vote for this reason. They don't do shit. They promise. I also think Republicans became cowards once Kirk died. There are some political commentators that probably did. That's going to be the nature of the beast. You know, you may be passionate about what you're talking about. No one wants to die, though. You know, right? Like, no one wants to die. So that's not like incredible. That's not entirely unfair. Yeah. So thank you, Billy. I appreciate you, brother. We are 208 from Naked Snake. Oh my God. Thank you, guys. My dad's retirement plan is Social Security. I love him. I love him. We're gonna work till I die. Yep. So. Well, I mean, think about this. Think about it this way, Duke Chronic. A good example of this. There are currently people in office in Minnesota who are directly responsible for billions of dollars being stolen from taxpayers and given to Somalians who then sent it to Somalia. From taxpayers, by the way. Billions. Keep in mind, if I go to 7-Eleven and steal a Monster, I'll be arrested. A $2.50 Monster energy drink. I'll be arrested. I won't serve time. But if I did it a couple times, I'd serve time. Let's say $8, right? Depending on the place you're at, could be 100, could be 1,000. Get a felony for it. Not getting a job again. Going to be labeled that for the rest of your life, right? But if you're a politician, you can steal billions from normal everyday people, and you'll have zero repercussions as a result. We are in a completely different class. Politicians are the elite. The people surrounding them are the elite. Their family are the elite, and we are not. Doesn't matter if they're left, right, or center. They're the elite, and they can do whatever they want, and they will experience zero repercussions. So, I don't know how, but that's just how it is. It's kind of like kill a man, you're a murderer. Kill a bunch of them, you're a conqueror. Kill them all, you're a god. Right? Still a couple billions of dollars. That's just impressive at that point. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to apologize. Russell Hall thought they had security. Who? Tim? Tim has security. Yeah. It's just security is expensive, and like you can't have 5 security guards on different posts 24/7 because that's going to cost hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right? And when you're operating kind of at a deficit for a single show, that's hurting you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is, man. I was told in school to expect Social Security did not exist when I was old. Everyone here should know that has only become more true. Yeah, sure. Sure. Vigirl says, I would like to see the footage. I doubt you will. If it was me, I wouldn't show the footage to anybody. That'd be wild. I would, if people were actively coming to my compound and firing upon it or knocking on the door or trying to fight people, I wouldn't show you what my property looks like, where all the entries and exits are, and where all the cameras are. That seems like suicide to me. You know? It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. And then you have people like the firm, the lawyer in Minnesota, who gave a plea deal to a Somalian who raped 2 women, different charges, 2 different times. One of them was a 15-year-old girl, and she gave him a plea deal, and he got to walk free every time. And then the third time, he was arrested again for raping another girl. Why is that lawyer and or DA or firm or whoever, I don't remember the lady's name, or what her exact position is, how is she not in prison? How are you untouchable? How are these people untouchable? How is it that Ford Motor Company in the 1970s can release a Pinto knowing that the Pintos, if hit in the right spot in the rear, will explode? They knew it. They know. They were warned about it and were recommended a recall. And they determined that paying off the deaths of the families would be cheaper than the recall. So they sent it out there and people died. No one faces any repercussions. It's fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? But God forbid you forget to claim that $50 from PayPal. God forbid, as a normal person, you forget to do that. It's crazy. Thank you, Bandit. Appreciate you, brother. Says congratulations on your weight loss. Stick with it. Have no doubt you can. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I only got 4 weeks roughly, a little over 4 weeks left, and I think I'm gonna be in pretty good shape. I'm down 21 pounds so far. Another 9 to go, and I think I'll be really good to go. So, can we do the ending of Fight Club, please? I think she's the Minneapolis DA, the Twin Cities. Yep, 100% Danny Box. Yeah, of course. Of course. Right. Thank you, Duke. Oh, by the way, I don't think I've talked about it, but I will. I will be streaming on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day all day. I don't celebrate holidays. My family's pretty much, most of them have passed away. So I'll be here Christmas Eve and Christmas Day if you want to come hang out with me a little while. Of course. Of course. I tend to do this every year. I think I might have skipped a Christmas Eve at one point, but I'll be here both days. I'm pretty sure. So make sure you write it down. Relevs says, how long did it take you to lose the weight? I'm on week 5. So week 5. I usually do 10. I do 8 to 12 weeks, and I think I'm gonna split it in the middle and put 10. I think I'm gonna stop at 10 because I'm not sure I want to go under 170. Because that's going to be a little bit too low. What's up, Kyle Larson 57 on Rumble? Says, do you have any racing merch to help with racing fund? Yeah, I have some. I have a link in my description. I should anyway. Somewhere. It's also, go to my link tree. It's probably on there as well. I don't remember. Mate. But it's somewhere around there. Yeah, Walter, that's a good weight. Yep. Robot, what's your address, Robot? Camel Thoughts, Xmas streams. Well, I don't think, I'm pretty sure Zia will be doing something. I'm not going to ask anybody to come on because I know most people are going to be preoccupied with holidays, but I won't. So I'll be here. Right. I'll be hanging out with everybody and chilling. It'll be fun. Any rate, let's pull up the next thing. Sorry, guys. I'm getting sucked into the chat. I like to talk to chat, man. It's what I like to do. You know what I mean? It's what I like to do. So that's just how I is. I can't help it, man. It's the community aspect is why I enjoy it. So I know a lot of people don't talk to their chat, and a lot of people can't talk to their chat because they have so many people. I have seen some people like streaming to 9 people and they don't talk to their chat. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? It's crazy. It's very weird to me. Very strange. All right. Sorry, guys. I was reading something. All right. Thank you, Russell Hall. We're at 205 from Naked Snake. Thank you guys so much. Love you. This made me stress eat. Yeah, I don't. No, thank you. I don't eat anything right now besides talk to the stream boo. I don't eat anything besides egg whites, grilled chicken. Egg whites, grilled chicken, some of those, some protein bars, stuff like that. So I do that a lot. Sausage says, don't yourself. Yeah, I don't do 405 on bench right now. I do 375 because obviously I can't do 405 right now. Woody says it's crazy news about Tim Pool, but can't blame him. I agree. I 100% can't. I 100. The only people that disagree have never been in the position, right? So there's that. Leg days, I do leg days. Yeah, they suck. I don't do squats or anything. I stopped doing squats a few years ago. They like break me in half. I'm getting pretty old, man. I do leg press, leg extensions, calf raises, and do hamstrings, stuff like that. I'll do RDLs, a lot of RDLs. So Billy Hatcher says, I remember you didn't stream Christmas Eve, but you did it for a few hours on Christmas Day. We're also 200 for Naked Snake. Oh my God. Yeah. I will be. I'll be streaming both days this time. So look forward to it. We'll have a Christmas Eve snake We're 300 out of 500, 200 away from Naked Snake. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you, Relvs Kraken. Relvs Kraken. Hard on the knees. Yeah, no, thank you. Getting a little too old. John Harris says, I was just seeing there is some protein in egg whites that saps nutrients. No joke. Can't remember what it was called. So I've had this conversation with a lot of people. And it's because people aren't part of the world of gym culture. There's a reason why when you're cutting, you eat egg whites. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. There's a reason why you eat egg whites when you're cutting weight and not yolk. An egg is like 60 to 80 calories. A single egg. Okay? And it has like 6 grams of protein, man. Or 8. So you have to eat 6 eggs to get your macros. And you're at like 400 calories before you put cheese in it or something. That is insane. Egg whites are way higher in protein. And it's almost 2-to-1 protein ratio. 15 calories, I think, per tablespoon. It's insane. So for 80 calories, 150 with a little bit of low-fat cheese, and you have 40 grams of protein, you can't beat that. That's why everybody, when they're cutting weight, eats egg whites. Egg whites are the way to go. Eating yolk, you're going to be adding 300 calories for no reason. Jadine, what's up, baby? How you doing? You can bench more than 1.5% of your body weight. Yeah. I did 405 at like 195 at one point. But right now I'm 179 and I can do about 375. So yolk is yummy. It is. Yolk is yummy. It sure is. Yolk is good. I agree. I like it. I like it. Yep. I'm a big fan. Big fan. God damn, look at that. Keep telling yourself it's both sides, by the way, when you see stuff like this. Confirmed by Snopes. That's insane. That is fucking insane. A lot of people like to say both sides to not like disparage their own ideology. You know what I'm saying? Whoever is experiencing the negative connotations of whatever's happening will always say, well, both sides. No. Nope. The violence perpetrated by Democrats is 13,000 versus 600 by Republicans. Crazy stat, dude. Crazy stat. Didn't you say hanging out with your chat is unhealthy for both parties? What are you talking about? You talking about the time I talked about how talking to your chat makes people leave because they get their endorphin rush? Yeah. I can't stop, man. It's what I've done since day one. I love talking to chat. I love talking to people. I see everybody in my chat as just bros. We're just hanging out, talking. I don't see my show as a show. I see it as a fun time, to hang out with everybody. Yeah, John Harris is wild. They admitted to classifying Antifa as right-wing violence. Sometimes I believe, yeah, of course. Well, I mean, somebody can be an open leftist, say they're a leftist, go to their social media, they're arguing and saying Trump's bad for like hours and days and months and years, and then they'll be like, oh, but his dad is a Trump supporter, therefore he is, right? That's how these things always work. By the way, we are 300 out of 500 at Naked Snake. We're 200 away from the Naked Snake goal. We have 5 new members today. Or don't we have 10? We have 10. 10 new members today. My thing's wrong. 10 new members from PS2 Chopper and not sure. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate all you guys for all your love and support today. You guys are the GOATs. First J6 Bomber story was a girl cop and it was Epstein. Now it's the boomer. It's a brother Patsy. Well, I mean, look at the same thing with COVID, man. COVID was one of the wildest times that a lot of us try to not remember, where every single politician was saying, you need to wear a mask and don't hang out with your family anymore. Don't go to Thanksgiving. Don't go to the funeral. But that same politician would have celebrity parties, right? They would speak, they would go on their live programs and talk about what you should do and how to be responsible. And they would go to a celebrity party with a bunch of like porn stars and models. Yeah. It was all bullshit. Every single bit of it was bullshit. And there are still people to this day that repeat the same talking points from March 2020. Even after the CDC went the other way, even after the confirmation of myocarditis, after all of these things, there are people out there that still repeat the March 2020 talking points that even their side don't agree with anymore. Right? It's very silly. Like, there's a lot of people being very vague right now. And they're saying, it's crazy this day and age, no one trusts the science. It's crazy in 2025 that people don't trust science. And they're being vague as to why, right? They're specifically not mentioning the reason they're saying that. The reason they're saying that is because of COVID and vaccines. But they won't say COVID because the COVID has such a negative connotation because they were wrong every time. Or probably intentionally wrong, right? So, but people keep saying this. Don't trust the science. Well, a lot of people went and got a shot because they were told that that's what they were supposed to do, and that's what was morally responsible. And some of their family members died as a result, or now they have debilitating conditions and can barely fucking function. Right? The chance of a child developing myocarditis is like 1 in 1.2 million. A child that gets the COVID vaccine, chance of developing myocarditis is 1 in 40. That's insane. It was all to get some money. Jadine, I fixed the issue. Here's to you, Cody. They will not win. Thank you, Jadine. I love you. I appreciate you. I love you. Coming in with that orange boy. Thank you. I appreciate you. I cherish you, Jadine, for all you do. Make sure you guys like the show, by the way. We're almost to 400 likes. My brother worked on one of the vaccines. I tried to not talk about it. Well, that would be a touchy subject if it was your brother, right? Jake Willie says it's sad. My cousin and his dad both had heart attacks within 2 weeks of mRNA. Ooh. Yep. 100%. Basically, the truth behind COVID, the actual truth is the only people that succumbed to it were extremely obese or elderly. Just like the flu. No different. The flu works the same way. That's the only difference. So yeah, it was all bullshit. And I was actually considering getting the vaccine in March of 2020 when it was starting to be talked about. I was like, okay, when I start traveling, I'll get the vaccine because I know I'm going to be traveling later in the year, right? Because people in my chat was like, are you going to get the vaccine? A lot of people don't even remember all this, but people were freaking out. Right? And they're like, you're going to get the vaccine? I was like, well, not right now, but I will when I start traveling because I don't do anything. I work from home. And people in my chat were fucking yelling at me, calling me a murderer and a piece of shit. And it was at that moment where I was like, you know what? Never mind. I don't think I will. Because something's very strange about a situation where people start treating stuff as a religion. If you start treating things as a religion and demanding me to adhere to it, I will just do the opposite out of spite because that's how I operate. If you start demanding I do something, I will do the opposite. I've always done that. And it's because of retail. I worked retail for 13 years. I don't do that shit anymore. If you DM me screaming at me about some bullshit, I will not respond. I demand this. Well, fucking you don't know how to ask. You don't know how to say anything. You don't know how to talk. So that's not going to happen. Right? Thank you, Jadine. I love you. Appreciate you. All right. We're slowly crawling towards Naked Snake. We got about 30 minutes left, though. People with 5 comorbidities, meaning they were going out either way. Damn, suck on these. In the absence of the spiritual center, people will fill it with anything. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I had COVID twice and lived the same. I had COVID twice. I didn't really experience. It wasn't bad for me. I just felt normal. I felt a little tired. Billy Hatcher says, I never took the vaccine either. Glad I didn't. And also, I haven't taken any flu vaccine. The last time I took a flu vaccine was 2011, and I almost died. So I never got another one. The last time I got a flu vaccine, 2011. And I was in bed for like 8 days. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm ever doing that again. And I haven't had the flu since. Woo! It all worked out. So, I think Trump did something recently that was kind of positive in that direction where now you guys can correct me on this, but I saw something the other day about Trump requiring the FDA to approve flu vaccines and prove their efficiency and effectiveness before they can be released. Keep in mind, most flu vaccines have an effectiveness of like 12%. So at least the one in 2011 did. I remember reading about it, being like, why did I almost die from this? Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Billy. Pure blood supremacy. Same. Same. Yes. The pure blood. 12%. What, for real? Yeah. Yep. Flu shots have a very low effective rate, usually, from what I've read. If Trump helps bring key EI cars, like the Toyota Hilux or whatever, bro. Now, unfortunately, for damn well that it's going to cost $30,000 in America, so it doesn't really matter. So, if you could bring a truck to America that has a 5-speed transmission, no AC, some roll-up windows, no radio, and it's $10,000, I'd buy one tomorrow. I would finance it because I ain't got no money, but I'd buy one tomorrow. For sure. I would throw a little AC thing in there. I'd buy one off fucking eBay, a do-it-yourself AC kit. I'd throw up under the dash. I'd put a system in it and put an Android Auto in it and cruise, brother. Hell yeah. It'd be awesome. But that ain't going to happen. They're going to be hyper expensive in America. Yeah, White Wolf, I agree. I got something with a cough for a while last year, but didn't think it was COVID. The first time I had COVID, I felt normal. The second time I had COVID, it felt like I had a sinus infection. And I was like sneezing a lot. And I was like, I thought this was going to be more flu-ish. I'm like sneezing every 2 seconds. My throat hurt. Kia truck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those little goofy bastards. Yeah. That would be cool. The Japanese mini trucks with a 660cc engine. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm all about it, brother. Billy Hatcher says, I feel like these vaccines do nothing to help us. Well, I mean, you got to look at it. You got to look at it from a real perspective. The vaccines are purchased on a contract by the government. A lot of people that are working in government, like politicians or people related to politicians, will have a lot of shares in, for example, Moderna and Pfizer. So when these vaccines come out and then the government buys billions of them, through taxpayer dollars for billions of them, then all these politicians are making money from the stock, like the stock dividends, or from the stock increasing because they sold so many from a government contract. So they're getting rich as ever living fuck. And then every single politician tells you need to do your due diligence and do right by people, right? While they don't get it. Keep in mind that Congress was exempt from the COVID vaccine, by the way. So they'll shout from the tops of the rooftops to do it. And then companies will pay like Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert to do weird dances on the show and to promote the vaccine to get more people to get it. Therefore, the hospitals and or doctors' offices will run out. Therefore, they'll have to get a new contract, buy some more of them, and making the earnings go up again and again and again and again. Billy says Cecil's also streaming. Oh yeah, of course. I talked to him earlier today. I told him I'd rate him if he streams after me. So there's that. It all worked out. If the vaccine fit the real definition of immunization, then I suppose I'd get jabbed. If it did. If it was 100% effective and you were immune to everything, yeah, totally. That makes sense. but they changed the definition of vaccine just to adhere to that. Allied Cloud, I see you boys. I talked about that earlier. It says, came back to say thanks to MA for mentioning the 12/12 launch. Hell yeah, I talked about that earlier, the 12/12 Allied Cloud. Again, I talked about this a little bit ago, but again, don't forget. If you don't follow Allied Cloud on X or a different social media, do that because they got some big news December 12th. I'm excited. I don't even know really what it is yet. It's going to be interesting. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, boys. It's going to be fun. All right, anyways, let me continue. Sorry, guys. I'm getting sidetracked in chat. The chat is taking my soul, and we don't need that here. No more soul taking. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. This, let's see what we got here. Time to get into some fun. Time to get into some fun, boys. Thank you, Promise. I appreciate you. I absolutely refuse to get the COVID shot. It was never preventing getting it or blocking others from getting it from you as a useless shot. Yep, I agree. I picked the wrong time to stop sniffing glue. How you doing? All right, here you go.
We've been paying on these loans for 15 or 20 years, and I still owe the exact same amount that I owed when I borrowed it. I have paid $50,000 to my $50,000 loan. I've paid over that, and I still owe like $47,000. They're never going away. I could pay on them for 50 years, and when I die, the bill will go in my casket with me. You want to know why people don't want to pay them? It's because they're never ending. It's not like a normal loan. They're impossible to pay, and the interest rates are astronomical, and they don't want us to be able to pay them off.
That's this is like it's the ecosystem you get into. You're informed at a young age to go to college, right? So you're informed at a young age that if you don't go to college, you'll never amount to anything. You'll be homeless. And it doesn't matter the degree you get, right? It does not matter the degree you get. Doesn't matter. You got to do it. You got to pay $100,000 to $150,000. You got to get your degree so you can be successful. Then suddenly you find out that the degree actually doesn't help you get a job. 51% of people in the workforce today or searching for jobs, 51% don't have a degree, right? That's more. That's the majority, right? You'll go get a degree and end up working at Starbucks, right? It's an unfortunate thing that parents don't inform their children on when they're going to college. Probably because their parents also think that they have to go to college to be successful. And in some ways you do. You go to a STEM field, you do, right? But you're going to get locked into these things. Now, I also think that the interest rate on these loans are out of control, right? I've had loans in the past that I've paid on of like 30, 40 grand. And they're either paid off or almost paid off within the rate. So it was like a 3-year loan or a 2-year loan, and they're almost paid off. One of them is, and the other one's almost paid off. Making the normal payments. That's a normal loan, right? With like a 2% interest rate or something, 2.8 or whatever. But these people are signing loans like people that buy Dodge Chargers, right? You'll see your buddy with a Dodge Charger, and it's not even the 8-cylinder, the Hemi, or the Hellcat. It's a freaking 6-cylinder. And they're paying like $1,800 a month for it because they just said yes to an interest rate that's like 50% or something insane, right? They need to be explained to people. Sorry, guys. It's wild. It's wild. And unfortunately, we live in a society, a lot of people, by the way, we live in a society where people think that there's value in being educated, right? You ever heard people talk about the uneducated in a derogatory manner, right? I am uneducated. Me. I quit school in 10th grade and I never went to college. I am considered highly uneducated, right? Therefore, I have no value. according to people that go get a 4-year degree in whatever bullshit degree that they see at the time or want to go to it. Now, granted, they may be working at Starbucks as a part-time employee making $200 a week, but they will still look at me and say I'm uneducated, therefore worthless. You'll always see this on news programs, right? They'll always separate voters by the uneducated derp, and then they do that, and then they'll have the educated bracket. Oh, yes, the educated people prefer this party. Yeah, it's quiet. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, but these uneducated, dumb sons of bitches, right? Uneducated means no value. And that's what has absolutely fucked society up. You do not have to go to college to be successful. Now, if you're wanting to be an engineer, that's a little different. If you want to go into STEM, it's a little different. But going and getting a basket weaving degree, a bachelor's in Himalayan basket weaving, you're not going to be getting a job with that, right? Or going into the arts. Look, I know you're passionate about animation. I get it. I know you're passionate about this and that. I get it. Keep in mind that there's like 8 people available for that position, and they're all in LA or in New York, and it doesn't pay well, right? Oh, I see a damn red boy from Allied Cloud. Oh my God. Damn. You need to see me right away so I can fix this. Jack White. Bro, I listened to that song last night. Fucking banger. I like Jack White a lot, though. Something about it, like I told you in the DM, something about the guitar tone just speaks to me. And he's like not like a great guitar. He's not a bad guitar player, but he's not like he just plays. He's a very simple rhythm guy, but it works, right? I can't do that. I have to fucking shred face. I'm weird. I have people that shit on me all the time because I'll be playing a cool ass fucking part, but you know, playing some good rhythm, and then I'll go up and be like, and they're like, oh, that's gay. I'm like, what? But it feels good. Feels good. Allied Cloud with $200 super chat. Thank you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Don't forget, Allied Cloud has an announcement December 12th. It's coming soon. Make sure you follow them on social media, please. Somebody put their Twitter in the chat, please. Appreciate you if you don't mind. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. That puts us at Naked Snake for the 542nd stream in a row and a Rainbow Night all at the same time. Oh my God. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. He's a groove guy. He is, man. He is. Always saving this chody snake. Hell yeah. Where'd you go? Somebody said, go woke, go broke. Hell yeah. Where'd you go? You said, no college, making $700K in cybersecurity. Bro. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. And that's what I mean. Yeah. $700K. Damn, brother. What's your company name? You want to sponsor me in NASCAR? I needs it. All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, Allied Cloud. Love you. Appreciate you. Thank you, April. How you doing, baby? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. That gold boy. Endymion says, no one says dumb sons of bitches better than someone from the South. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you, April. Appreciate you for your gold, boy. We love you. Billy says, loans are a big scam and they keep us in debt forever. I'm glad I never actually went to college. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, dude, I'm not going to, it's not black and white. College is good for certain things, for sure. And if you're passionate about something and you want to go get that, man, that's all. Yeah, let's go. Right. But conversations need to be had with teenagers, like the realities of college. Why don't let's have a bruise or something? The reality of college is, if you're passionate about working and being successful, you don't have to go to college for that. A lot of people are successful without college because they're passionate about what they're doing and they want to do it. If you're going to college to prevent joining the workforce, I had a lot of friends growing up. The only reason they went to college because their parents told them they didn't have to get a job until they graduated college. But if they didn't go to college, they had to get a job. And they still live with their parents. So they all went to college. A bunch of the rich kids hung out with growing up, playing Halo with. They didn't have a job until they were like 26. My first job was at 15. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, they got out and they weren't interested in working. Right? They'll be like, I'm looking for a job. And they might put in like 1 or 2 applications and then they just don't for like a month. Bro, the first time I got in on Indeed after leaving GameStop, I put in like 500 applications and I got 7 interviews in 2 days. Right? Because I was like, well, I gotta take care of business. A lot of people aren't interested in going for it. So thank you again, Ally Cloud. We love you. We love you. All right, boys. We're climbing up there. We're 250 away from the super death stretch goal. Super naked snake. I have Super Saiyan hair. That could be one of them. Where's my Super Saiyan hair? It's somewhere around here. I'm a college dropout, Ally Cloud. Hell yeah, brother. You know? And I'm not overtly shitting on college. I just think a big portion of it's a big scam. You know? I believe in STEM for sure, but a lot of the other stuff's hard to say. Went to college 1 year, dropped out, lied on my resume to go into IT, never looked back. There you go. Oh, yeah. Long last name with a goal, boy, my boy. Dude, they're still coming in. Oh, my God. Boys, the grift is powerful tonight. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. They're still coming in. Wow. Thank you, man. You have a Super Saiyan wig? Yes, sir. I have 2 of them. I have a Goku and a Vegeta. I think the Goku's better. I can't remember, though. So. God, look at all these super chats. What the hell's going on? Rather guy says, I don't care how uneducated they think you are it's about who you trust in a zombie apocalypse. I trust you in an apocalypse, no question. You always need someone with mad driving skills. Hell yeah, brother. Dude, I watched Book of Eli the other day. I know it's not about zombies, but I watched Book of Eli. Fantastic film. I just wish more happened. I remember my original gripe with it when I watched it the first time. I just wish more would have happened. It's one of those movies I didn't want to end. I wanted more, you know. Thank you, Rather Guy. I love you. Appreciate you. I was like, man, I just want more. I want more content, please. Give me more. Give me more, Snake. Give me more, Snake. Thank you, Rather Guy. I love you. Appreciate you. Jadine says they treat us like word that can't be said. Oh, my God. Jadine, calm down. What are you doing? Oh, my God. Thank you for the orange. Oh, my gosh. Go woke, go broke 2023 with a $200 super chat. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jesus. I guess you do really make $700K a year. Holy shit, brother. I appreciate that, dude. God. Wow. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's insane. Insane. 200. My God. Matching the cloud, brother. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. My man coming in strong. This is like the most super chat revenue I've had in like a month. By far. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you continue being successful. That's what I'm trying to do behind the scenes. Currently working on my contract for racing for next year, and it's always so stressful. It's always really, really stressful. I'm just so stressed out all the time about it. But once it happens, and I feel a lot better. But it's always the waiting. It's like, oh God, what's going to happen? Am I going to survive? Will I survive this? I don't know. You know? So thank you, brother. I appreciate that, dude. Hey, Raging Rhino, my boy. How you doing, buddy? Thank you, dude. At any rate, thank you. Appreciate you. Go broke. Everybody give that dude some love for being the man. The man. Thank you, man. All right. Let's move on. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Let's pull up another one of these bad boys. I have a bunch of stuff bookmarked I wanted to talk about. That's going to be a really weird video. This is like me getting robbed at GameStop. What's up, Travis? How you doing, buddy? This reminds me. Do you guys remember the story? The story of the girl that said, like, fuck y'all, I got a job at NASA. And then the NASA director, the director of NASA was like, language. And she's like, go fuck yourself, suck my dick. I got a job at NASA. And they fired her. This story reminds me of that. Thank you, Go Woke, Go Broke. Big shout out to my boy. Renee Galarza says, are you planning to watch the new 28 Laters movie coming out in January? I mean, I'll probably watch it, but I'm not really interested in it. It's directed by that lady that directed like The Eternals or something, or that one movie, Captain Marvel or something. I can't remember, or an episode of The Acolyte. I don't know, but I'm not interested in it. To be completely honest with you, I didn't really care for 28 Years Later. The first half was excellent. Excellent. The first half was so good. And then they're like, "Oh, your dad's actually a bad guy." You're going to take your mom out into the wild where you almost died, and you're going to take your mom who can barely function out into the wild. And then it got really trippy, like an acid trip for like an hour. And then the ending, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? So, but it was all right. I didn't really care for the Skull City place, and I think it was that whole thing was wasted on Ralph, like Fiennes or whatever his name is. But at any rate, I'll watch it for sure because I love 28 Days Later, and I love 28 Years Later, or Weeks Later. Sorry. Thank you. Thanks again. Go Woke, Go Broke. I appreciate you. Thank you again, Allied Cloud. That's insane support tonight. It's crazy. But thank you, Renee Garlars. I appreciate you. Jace. I can't believe the super chat's flying after I talked about all this stuff. I appreciate that, guys. You actually like me. They actually like me. Look at this. Look at this. No one tells you how hard it is to reject an offer letter from your NASA dream internship at NASA because of the current administration. Imagine hating Trump so bad that you're like, I'm not going to take the job at NASA. So stupid. Derp. And make sure you video it and post it on the internet for everybody to see, by the way. Make sure you post it on the internet for everybody so you can prove how good of a person you are. That's so stupid, man. No one cares if you're... There's this constant need for people to prove how morally superior they are than everyone else around them. Look how good I am. I have so much empathy. You do not. I am good. Please like this. Gross. Allied Cloud. Jesus. Mother of God. Jesus. Oh my God. What is today? Today's a Monday. What's happening? That's the largest super chat I've gotten in like 6 months. Oh my God. God, this is 2023 Camelot levels right here. Thank you so much. I love my boy. Not only is Allied Cloud good people, but Jeff's a good guy. Really like that guy. He's really nice. Fun to have him at the track with me. No, he sent $500. What? Did he? No. Did he? Damn. It's crazy, man. I can't even see how much revenue I have anymore because we've hit a decimal point. Damn, you guys are wild. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Allied Cloud. Go follow them on Twitter. It's in the chat. Go give them some love. I'll put it in the chat. They got a big announcement coming, and you need to see it. I'm going to pull it up here. They've supported me in racing a lot. They saved my ass like twice last year when I was up against a wall. No pun intended. There you go. So go give them some love, please. Thank you, guys. All right. And look at that cool ass banner photo on their Twitter, by the way. Pretty sweet. Thank you, man. Let me see where we're exactly at. I have to look because I can't see it anymore because it went too high. You guys went too hard. Now I can't even see it. No, sign in. Fuck. Whatever. Allied Cloud says, we're hiring. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Why is it not telling me the amount? I want to know. Okay. Oh, my God. Damn, that's crazy. That's wild, man. Jesus, boys. Woo! What the hell? Thank you. Shout out to Go Woke, Go Broke and Allied Cloud going absolutely hard with 3 red boys at the end of the damn game. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's continue. Appreciate you guys. What's up, Marby Dog? How you doing, buddy? I appreciate you guys. Big shout out. Big shout out. All right, let's pull up. Oh yeah, by the way, we were talking about the NASA thing. Yeah, she's dumb. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of the moral grandstanding. It's so exhausting. The moral grandstanding's so exhausting, man. I'm over it. Everybody's over it, really. It's cringe to try to. It's akin to turning on a camera and giving food to a homeless person. That's what it's akin to. If you're gonna help the homeless, you help the homeless. You don't have to film it and put it on your YouTube channel and be like, and play sad piano music. What the fuck are you doing, dude? You know. All right. I saw this today. Figured it'd be fun to take a gander at. So I'm assuming this guy's gonna react how I would react. His gun jammed. Look, his gun jammed. You see his gun jammed? Look, the bullet is jammed in the slide. You see that? If I saw that, I would just grab it out of his hand. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. My man doesn't even know how to freaking cock a gun, brother. You know what's gross about this? This guy, this dude right here reacted exactly how he should have. You know what's gross about this though? The fact that he's doing what the guy says, and the guy keeps touching his face with his gun and putting it in his face. Why? To instill fear and to be extremely violent and hateful. You know? You could literally just, this guy could show up, cock his gun, and show his gun and be like, give me your money. Right? And you could give the money and he would leave. But no, he has to put the gun in your face and start hitting you in the face with it to assert some kind of intimidation for his own pleasure. This guy needs to be rolled over by a steamroller. For sure. He's going to get fired. He probably won't get fired for that. That's what companies inform you to do. Companies will usually inform you if there is a situation like this, you give all the money to them. You don't die. Right? I just released a video about this, or a short about this, like an hour ago. Because I've been in the same exact situation when I worked at GameStop. Had a guy put a gun up to my temple. It was wild. Thank you, Ally Cloud, again. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, it'd have been funny. You could, if you knew about weapons, you could just slap that gun out of his hand. So, in Minecraft, rolled over with a steamroller in Minecraft, please. Please roll him over in a steamroller. But there's people that will defend this guy. They'll be like, well, he's really struggling, so he has to do these things. I'm like, no, thank you. That's how these things work, man. He gets off on it. Yeah, 100%, Steph. 100%. He gets off on this. That's why he's doing it. I've been through the situation twice. Me too. Twice. Exactly twice. Well, I've been robbed like 3 times. One time was in downtown Atlanta by a guy that had toenail clippers. And then he thanked me. It was very strange. He had toenail clippers with the little tiny blade out. That's like a centimeter long, maybe, to get your dirt out from under your fingernails. And he's like pointing it at me. He's like, give me. He was like a crackhead, dude. He's like, give me your money. And I was like, okay. And I reached into my pocket and I had like $1 and like 3/4, and I just handed it to him. And he's like, God bless you. And he walked away. And I was like, what the fuck? I laughed literally. I was like, okay, that was funny. Here's $1. Enjoy. God bless you. You could have just asked for $1 or something. I was like 22 or something at the time, though. It was funny. Yeah, the file. He had the little the fingernail clipper file. It was pretty funny. Pretty silly. I don't want to rob you, Bilbo. I'm trying to help you. If you resort to a crime because you claim you're struggling, you're a piece of shit. 100%. 100%. I'll never understand that line of thought where people defend that kind of thing. Well, they're hungry. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm also hungry. I'm on a diet right now. I'm 5 weeks in. I'm hungry as shit. Ken Ride says, lady in Oklahoma City got fired for shooting the robber. Yeah, so we were told. When I worked at GameStop, I was told if I ever defended myself, I'd be fired. But I carried on me every day. I carried an LC9 on me every day. Every single day, man. And if I was in that situation again, I don't know what I would have done. So, but I carried on me every day. And you were not supposed to at GameStop. But I was like, I ain't down for this fucking place. I'm not going to trust the robber to not shoot me after he gets the money. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait till he turns around and lock, pop, and shot it. Lock, pop, and shot it. These kids, yeah, they always tell you you're a family, yeah, until the raises come around. Then suddenly you're not a family anymore. Well, I had an employee get fired one time because he made a guy leave that was stealing. He like got in his face and like made him leave, and the guy left. He left, and he got fired for it. It was bullshit. And it was a really cool employee too. He's a good guy. GameStop sounds like a shitty place to work. 100%, dude. It is. I mean, most places are. Most corporate companies suck ass. So you're just a number. And it doesn't matter what position you're in. You're just a number. If you can get to a hemisphere director, and you might get out of that a little. But if you're anywhere below that, you're a number. And good luck getting to that, because you have to know somebody and you have to have been in another position similar. You don't get moved up. When I was at GameStop, they told my district manager told me I would never, ever be promoted to a district manager. He said you can't. He said they only hire from outside the company for district managers and up. So store manager was the ceiling. You could never go past it. And I was like, well, that sucks. But I still tried, and then I stopped trying one day. So how has the stream been? How you doing, Reagan? It's been good. We got a lot of support. Got a lot of freaking based shredded men like Ally Cloud and Go Woke, Go Broke. Going crazy. You should buy a gun that's 9mm and concealable. I have an LC9. Just giving the pizza party. Oh my God, no. Not the pizza party, man. Please. Please, God. Make sure you guys like the stream, please. Give it a kiss. Give it a kiss and an up doodle, please, for your boy. Hemispheres. All right. Give it some love, boys. Smith & Wesson, hell yeah. I used to have a MP Sport, but I sold it back in the day when ARs were, for some reason, really, really sought after. There was a weird time in like 2009 or 10 where AR, you could sell an AR for $1,200, like a base AR for $1,200. So I sold that shit. I bought it for like $400. It was wild. And now you can go buy an AR at the place down the street. There's a gun shop down the street. You can buy an AR for $349. Buy a solid ass AR for $349. Get you a decent ass scope on it, or some really strong iron sights. Get you a new charging handle. Bro, you're good to go. Little Rush reference. Oh, I know. I keep thinking of Subdivisions, though. Subdivisions in the shopping mall. Subdivisions in the concert halls. Irakaios! I was the first international transferee for the company I work for. They also told me it was hard and couldn't get done, like getting my degree in robotics. Well, there you go, Irakaios. You did it. You did it, and you're jacked. You got it, baby. You got it. Hell yeah, brother. Irakaios is the GOAT. The GOAT. In the shopping malls. My AR is basic. Cost me $500 2020. Yeah, they're super cheap now. I bought one for I think it was $349. It was either $299 or $349. I put a super solid red dot on it. I put some new iron sights on it that were collapsible. Got me a sling, and I got me a new charging handle on it, and it's ready to go, man. Ready to go. You should hear Alleghion's cover of. Oh, I have. Their cover of Roundabout is unbelievable. Their cover of Roundabout makes my balls hurt, bro. And then all of a sudden the guitar DM. God, I love it. Whew, solid. Solid. It's on my damn list. Magpul, Impulse, bro, still flip ups. Yeah, mine are Magpul. My charging handle, I don't know what it is. I have the box for it. I might not anymore. I put it on recently. is really solid. Dude, it's crazy how much a charging handle makes a difference. I didn't know that. I had the basic one on there that was like floppy and like it was flimsy. I put a new charging handle on. That thing's like a rock. It's like solid. I was like, damn, what the fuck? That's weird. I didn't know it was gonna be that much better. It's just a freaking piece of metal. It's so weird. Why is it so much better? It's crazy. Yep. I wish I could own one in California, but the restrictions are crazy. Yep. Thank God I live in Alabama. In Alabama, I can buy a NASCAR stock car. Apply for a kit car title. Okay. And I can register it in Alabama as the stock car and just put headlights on it and tail lights and put a brake light sensor under my brake pedal. No shit. And just drive it around with a tag on it. It's crazy, man. Alabama was badass. Love it. All right. Thank you, Eric Haas. I appreciate you. I love you. I will, Sonia. God. Okay, Sonia. Jesus. You mean text? Because I don't. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was like, I don't see your DM, brother. All right. Anyway, sorry, guys. I don't see a text from you, Sonia. You fucking lying to me. Chad Thomas. I got promoted to project manager last month after 8 months of waiting, and I'm internal. Corporate America ain't a game, and the shirt just came in. Doggone it. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, dude. Congratulations, man. Hell yeah. My man. Making it far. I appreciate that, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Congratulations, brother. Thank you. Love you. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Ally Cloud. Thank you, Go Woke, Grow Broke. Thank you, Ally Cloud. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Jadine. Thank you, everybody. Oh my God, Ashley. I love you. Grifty, my boy. Sonia. Thank you guys so much for all your love tonight. I really appreciate y'all. You've been kicking my ass, and I appreciate you. I really, really do. I really, really do. April, love you. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna do Naked Snake, and we're gonna raid Mr. Cecil. So I've been live for almost 3 hours, so I'm gonna go eat something. It's been about 3 hours since I ate some egg whites before the show started. But I'm down, and I can prove it. You want me to prove it? I'm gonna prove it to y'all. You ready? I'm gonna prove. It's about to be proved, boy. Oh my God. Where is that? Here we are. I had to like double check my balls weren't in this picture. All right, prove it. So I started at 200 pounds on my diet 5 weeks ago. I have just now hit 179.4. My abs are here, but they're not good yet. My skin hasn't really adjusted to it yet, so I still have this weird little floop at the very bottom of my stomach. So I have like abs on top, and then there's like a weird little floop at the bottom. That takes a few weeks to come back. A lot of collagen. There's a lot of collagen in egg whites, so that's fine. And then once I get down to 170, there'll be a little bit more of that, but it should all be taken care of in about 4.5 weeks. And we're going to fucking show the abs. So keep it up. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter and shit. But we're there. We're closing in. We're only 9 pounds away from the ultimate goal. My original goal was 175. So I'm about to pass that already. So hell yeah. We're doing it good. We're doing real. And I'll post the side-by-side on Twitter once it's done. That no one will like. Dude, I don't know what it is. Dude, I'll see a guy post his cut on Twitter. A random dude with like 8 followers. Like he'll be kind of fat, and then he has like some decent abs. And he gets like 100,000 likes. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'll post me looking freaking slick as hell. I got like 9 likes. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is no one proud of me? Why does no one like me? All right, boys. Let's do Naked Snake and get the hell out, y'all. Killed it today. We nuked it. The snake has been increased by a freaking mile. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. A lot of good stuff coming in the future. Make sure you follow me on stuff. Please watch my shorts. Give it some love. Let's do some Naked Snake for the boys. Oh, my God. Oh my God, here we go. You guys ready? It's that time again.
What a thrill with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill.
Donna.
I'm searching,
Chai tea.
I'm melting to you. What a fear in my
Here we go,
heart.
5:43.
You're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you.
Snake eater in my time. There be nobody else. Cry. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Ashley!
Someday you'll go through the rain. Someday you feel on a tree frog. It's ordained a trial to survive. For the day
Oh my God, can you believe it, boys? I give my life, not for honor, but for you. Ashley! In my time, there be nobody else. Crying, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. 542 times in a row. Here we go. Oh my God. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Big shout out to Ally Cloud. Big shout out to Go Woke Go Broke on his successful cybersecurity career. Proud of you, my man. Thank you. Appreciate you guys so much. I love you. I will see you guys in a few days, 2 days. I might have a guest. Ooh. So look forward to it. We're going to raid Cecil. Give him some love. Say some cam raids in the chat. Watch you some copes. He's a great streamer. He's got a lot of fun. I watch this shit every other day. Or, well, every day, actually. Twice a day. That bastard. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. We're going to raid Cecil. Give him some love over there. Appreciate you guys. Get the hell on it. Diggity dog. Gone it.